The number one thing that we've sort of woken up since day one, since my father passed, was don't fuck it up. Don't fuck it up. It's really simple.
It's rule number one.
It's rule number one. Don't fuck it up. So we, like AJ said, we started off with an amazing base.
Did he write that in the will?
He didn't write that. He didn't write that in the will, but he told me a couple times.
It's like, motherfucker, when I leave,
Yeah,
don't fuck it up. I'm gonna give a little insight, right? So you own a real estate company. Could you possibly tell me how many doors you guys own?
It's about 350.
350 doors. Jesus Christ. I need a place to live.
And you know what's crazy? I talk to people that are up over 1,000, and they say, and I sit there and tell the exact same response. It's mind-boggling.
So how much have you guys acquired doors since your father passed?
Yeah, so he passed away in 2011. At the time, we were a hair under 200. And Josh and I sort of sat down and we discussed, how do we want to move forward? How do we want to grow this company? Mm-hmm. And what we decided was slow and steady growth. We had a really good foundation. The number one reason why a lot of second generation businesses fail, and a lot of first generation businesses fail for that reason, is they expand too rapidly. They'll have something good. They'll open one restaurant. It's a great location. So they immediately jump into their second location, third location, fourth location in the first year. And now they're done. Mm. They expand too rapidly. They can't keep up with their expansion, and they end up losing it all.
The number one thing that we've sort of woken up since day one, since my father passed, was don't fuck it up. Don't fuck it up. It's really simple.
It's rule number one.
It's rule number one. Don't fuck it up.
Huh.
So we, like AJ said, we started off with an amazing base.
Did he write that in the will?
He didn't write that. He didn't write that in the will, but he told me a couple times.
It's like, motherfucker, when I leave,
yeah,
don't fuck it up.
His actual, I'll share you, his exact words were to me. He goes, I've done all right for myself. He goes, don't ever feel the pressure to try to match it. So it was kind of a nice way to put it, to not leave pressure on us.
Yeah.
Obviously, like, trying to follow in his footsteps puts a little bit of pressure on you just naturally.
Absolutely. Yeah. When he passed, I was 18, Josh was 21. So when you're that age, you don't know what you don't know.
Yeah.
So we sort of just
there was a lot that we didn't know.
And there still is.
There still is.
But we jumped right into this. We went from the guys who paint the hallways to the guys running the company overnight.
Wow.
And
because you guys helped in the business as you were younger.
Yeah. I mean, my dad always had a very open door. He always let us know what was going on in a broad sense.
But we would go up there in the summer times, and we would have summer jobs working for him. Cleaning hallways, cleaning out apartments that were dirty or something, painting apartments, painting hallways, just anything. I remember putting a lawnmower in the back of the trunk of the car and going around and cutting grass everywhere.
Yeah.
So it's just everything that can be done in a property. We were doing it at that point.
My boo just got here. My boo just got
here. Turns out he's not divorced.
She thinks I'm cute and cuddly also.
So and I think I asked you guys about this at Mike's wedding, but so okay, I know that when your father passed, you guys said you kind of got opened into, learning things or knowing things. Did you know the I guess the depth of your financial situation growing up?
So growing up, I always knew that we were comfortable.
Okay.
I never saw a situation where my parents were arguing about money or anything like that. So I always,
which I actually think is a huge
oh
thing,
yeah,
absolutely.
It's the number one cause of divorce.
I never heard one thing that I think is actually really important is that I never heard my dad say we can't afford that. Whether it was something that truly was like outrageous. If you're driving down the beach or something, you see this massive yacht, or you see a private jet or something like that. Like those are all huge ticket items.
Yeah.
And maybe we don't have the money for that. Mm-hmm. But I never heard my dad say we don't have the money for that, or we can't afford something like that. It was just, if you know what, If that's what's cool to you, you can do that. You can go out there and you can get that.
Yeah.
It's a lot of risk, but you can do it.
You can do it.
We were always brought up with the idea of risk versus reward.
Yeah.
And it comes into effect in every single thing you do. You can have that reward, but there's risk that comes along with it.
Mm-hmm.
There's a little bit of risk, there's a little bit of reward. There's a lot of risk, there's a lot of reward. But you have to be willing to accept that risk.